got a new money, when it's not saving, yeah, be liking my flavor, I think it's cause ice on the wrist, on the wrist, on the wrist, watch out for I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, I never switch, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist, ice on the wrist.
Okay, Coach, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. It's 3-0 versus 2-1, a good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4.
Set up, 60 Pittsburgh. Check, 47. Get that.
On first down, it's Taylor, and he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A nice run here early on. It didn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll run with Taylor. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 16-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. Flushed out right. Now he'll pull it down. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Set, ready, 70, Indy. Hey, wahoo!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's caught. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Kill. You draw portion. Spike.
On 3rd down, Taylor. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The defense stiffens to force fourth down following that first down gain of 8. And his kick is right there. It's good. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Come on, Shaq. This is Pittsburgh. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check safety. Check safety. Not far. Not far.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense, to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Touchdown, New Orleans! Will Fuller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
On the double. 47. Check, 47.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Runs through the count, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 25-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Now
They try the right side here. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
I'm coming.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his target, Fuller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 5 at their 48-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Jim.
And a give this time to the tailback. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Let's go. 60 out low. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
Back to throw here. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he'll give it here to his running back. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the curl. Shim.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
Yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
Let's go now. Now the whoop. I'm scared.
Back to throw. under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll look to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Taking a shot for Samuel. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Check. Check hot route. Hot.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Marquise Goodwin, 81 yards. And the Saints have retaken the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Looking to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Check the outs. Check the out. Check the out. You go tight. You got tight. 22, jet, bomber. 22, jet, bomber. Tighten up. Tighten up.
And to give this time to the tailback. He'll have it 1st down past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Hey, tighten down. There you go. Watch it.
And to give this time to the tailback. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Fielded about a yard deep.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Took just 1 play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check 3. Check 3.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back-to-back good plays, have them on the move on 1st down.
I'm coming after you. Check me.
Now they try the right side here. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Working right. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. He's got Fuller. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you...
Now the ball comes loose.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Check 37. Check 37. Go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Carolina.
Got it. The mic. 47 with the mic. It's our field. It's our field.
On 1st down, it's Taylor. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
I'm going back to you. 80 weapon.
Here's 2nd and 8. Quick slant caught by Moore. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
1st down pass.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. The give to Taylor. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
They're going to look to throw. That's complete, right around the 8. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 24-17. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded at the goal line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
We want it. Come to my world.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Mark 55, Mark 55.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to air one out. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And he fires one incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. Completes it to Samuel. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put him on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore. His third touchdown now on the year, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Check it back and take the 6. Pull it. Pass. Squeeze.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. It's complete to Fuller. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Six guys. Check 6 guys.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Complete. It's Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
Here I come again. Watch twist. Watch twist. No. Off.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to rifle one, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And he'll bring this all the way up to the 45-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown. And they've broken our tie here in the final minute. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute it.
And they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And this is caught. He hits more. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
That's caught by Howard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's caught at the 25. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for the Panthers. 56 yards. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Check four. Trouble. Hey, box drop. Mike's 47.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it. Go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now. Have the momentum. Go ahead and get it done.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Come on now, let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team. And that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Push him back.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a first throw here in overtime. They'll find Taylor. That's complete. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. Taylor. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. He'll look to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Shake. Crunch. 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 64. Wait. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike. Hey, here I come. Here I come.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
Let's get it. Ready? 55. Right there in the middle. 55. Rip left. Rip left.
Back to throw. Oh, so close but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's fourth down.
It's now fourth down.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on fourth down.
Slam, slam, slam.
Now back to throw. Good one, able to haul it in. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. 61. Come on, Captain, let's go. We got this. We got this.
Now they try the right side here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
In any yardage game, there's really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say, get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
The Panthers are going to take another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Now a handoff here to his running back. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Now, partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whip.